The Matrix. Morpheus is walking Neo through the crowd, and he's giving him the lay of the land on how to operate in the Matrix. And then the lady in the red dress walks by, and he's giving him all this information. And he's like, "Yeah, were you listening to me, or were you paying attention to the lady in the red dress? Look again. If you're not one of us, you're one of them." As a Black American in today's society, that moment is how we live. You walking through a crowd of people, you have no idea if they hate you just because of the color of your skin. You'll never know. Not like they're wearing badges out here or anything like that. You'll never know. And for the most part, they won't tell you. And once I started to have that moment where the filter was broken, the glass was shattered, it fucks me up, man. It messes up how I view the world and how I operate in everyday life. What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Trey.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Back at it with another video.
Another one.
Today we're going to be reacting to a video from Reese Waters. Love this channel. He's a hilarious dude, very insightful. Love the way he puts together his content and comments on it. Pretty sure his background is a comedian, but he's, pretty much a journalist at this point. He does a lot of skits, long form content. He does Racist of the Week, Troubled Waters. There's another one, I can't really remember what it is. This video, he's going to be going over another group chat that was leaked, this time in Florida, and kicker, it's Latinos that are going ham in this one.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
So without further ado, let's see what's going on.
Yahtzee Heaven, inside Miami campus Republicans' racist group chat. The secretary of Miami-Dade County's Republican Party started a group that was primarily for conservative students last fall, and within 3 weeks was filled with racist slurs. Someone wrote dozens of ways to violently unalive Black people, and the chat was renamed after what one member described as Yahtzee Heaven. In WhatsApp conversations leaked to the Miami Herald, participants used variations of ends more than 400 times, regularly described women as whores, used slurs to talk about Jewish and gay people, and mused about Hitler's policies.
Real quick, let's talk about something for a second. Because I don't like, trust me, I don't like being this dude. I've told y'all on other videos before, I have white people in my family. I got friends that are white, like, you know what I'm saying? I've got friends of all races. I've got friends that are Hispanic, friends that are Asian, friends that are Islanders, all that different stuff. So I hate doing content in a nature that makes it seem like I might be biased or discriminating on one group or the other. Now, with that being said, I don't know how else to address the fact that it seems like so many races have an issue with Black Americans or Black people in general. I've been to a lot of different places around the world, and a lot of these places have issues with Black people. I don't know if it's a cultural thing. I don't know if it's propaganda. I don't know if it's just people saying, like, I don't know what makes people have all these issues with Black people. I know it's racist, right? I know that part at a minimum, but I don't know what encourages all these communities of minorities and different cultures and different things like that to hate Black people. I just don't, and I don't get it. And it's another reason why I lose faith in humanity and I lose faith in the world. But Yeah, let me know if y'all know something that I'm not tracking. Like, why am I hated so much? Why am I hated so much no matter where I go?
Well, time to change the sign. Days without Republican Yahtzee scandals. I
Damn
don't know if
shame.
we'll ever hit double digits again. But the craziest thing is, this didn't make news like some of those others now, did it? Weird that this is now the second or third major story about campus GOPs being full of full-out Yahtzee.
Hey, let's be real. We at war. Nothing's really gonna make it through. Nothing's really gonna break through. Racism is not enough to break through that wall. So as much as it pains me to say it, they're gonna be able to get a lot of shit off right now.
Yet we're not seeing even a fraction of the energy from the ADL and co. about this than they had for some kids in tents who didn't like that their universities were funding war crimes. Isn't that fascinating? Isn't that?
Isn't it fascinating? Like you're saying, you write an op-ed in your college paper. I don't even think they use slurs or anything like that. They just talked about a topic. You get deported, arrested, drug off campus. Meanwhile, we got people calling motherfuckers niggas and monkeys and
N-word is painting herself as the victim and has raked in more than
and then started give, send, go.
in an online fundraiser after declaring her
Raised
personal
$500,
information
$600,
had been
$700,000,
because of the incident.
$100,000 here. Start a YouTube page, Instagram, TikTok.
And they don't
Get
care
sponsors.
about money. I couldn't care less about your fucking money, okay?
So a recent video of mine seems to have upset members of a certain
A lot of people in my everyday life,
and
if I start pointing these things out, they'll tell me that there's not a problem with racism. You know, they don't see race. Why do I care about a lot of the things that are happening if they're not happening specifically to me? And then stuff like this is going on. And yeah, I'll admit, right, I'm terminally online. And maybe to my own detriment, but I need to know that things like this are happening. Imagine not knowing that stuff like this is happening in the world. Like, as a white male or a white American, yeah, that's fine. It doesn't really hurt me at all. But as a black man in this country, it's important to know where you stand with a large population of the country. You know, people always trying to tell me like, oh, you know, racism isn't that big of a problem. But I pose this question to you. Obviously, Trump won the presidency. He's our president for the next 4 years. Do you think if he did not get the vote of racist Republicans, he would have still got elected? What percentage of the Republican Party do you think is racist? Is it 1%, 5%? 10%, because no matter what that number is, it's a large amount of the population. So it's one of those things like, I think about the Matrix, right? The Matrix. Morpheus is walking Neo through the crowd, and he's giving him the lay of the land on how to operate in the Matrix, and then the lady in the red dress walks by. And he's giving him all this information, and he's like, yeah, were you listening to me, or were you paying attention to the lady in the red dress? Look again. If you're not one of us, you're one of them. As a black American in today's society, that moment is how we live. You walking through a crowd of people, you have no idea if they hate you just because you the color of your skin. You'll never know. Not like they're wearing badges out here or anything like that. You'll never know. And for the most part, they won't tell you. Once I started to have that moment where the filter was broken, the glass was shattered. It fucks me up, man. It messes up how I view the world and how I operate in everyday life.
Fascinating, huh? The more you know. It really is the more you know. And why don't we put a face to all of this, shall we? Abel Alexander Carvajal, secretary. Wait. Zoom in on that.
There he is. Cuban.
This guy? Come on now, bruh. Come on, man. This gonna turn into one of those Black-Brown Coalition meetings, isn't it? Get Zoe Saldana, Rosario Dawson, Coleman Domingo, Carmelo Anthony, and Soledad O'Brien.
I don't know what none of them got to do with each
too.
other. I don't know what they got in common.
You say Sammy Sosa? Get the old one. Get the old one. Don't get the new one. Abel Carvajal is the secretary for Miami-Dade Republican Party. He was just exposed for running a group chat that used Enzo.
Oh, and let's make sure to highlight the fact that it is Florida. Florida strikes again.
Over 200 times and called for the extermination of black people. Other members include Dario Gonzalez and Ian Valdez. Gonzalez, Valdez. Yeah, I mean, he is literally the meme. MAGA Latinos be like, I just...
So I've seen that meme going around for a little bit, and I gotta talk about something for a little bit. Have any of y'all noticed that in school, the census, when it comes around, when you're filling out the information for specific tests and things of that nature, on how they do ethnicity nowadays? See, I think the reason why, I think it's kind of like it's been a psyop, a propaganda kind of deal on the reason why a lot of minorities that can pass for white choose to. Mostly Hispanic, because the rest of the ethnicities are captured on these documents. But for Hispanics, it's usually white, and then in ethnic category, I want to say, they say other, Hispanic, Latino, things of that nature. So your first race that you pick is white, and then under ethnic category, you pick Hispanic or Latino. So you've been psyoping Latinos for decades that they're white. So a large population of them believe that they're white. Case in point, like they're adhering to Nazi rhetoric. They're buying into Nazi rhetoric. He believe he white. You can't tell him he not white, or at minimum better than black folks. He better than the niggas. Like that's how he feel. So this is a big problem in America. I think this one specifically with Hispanics is because of things like that. But let's not take away from the fact, I think it was George Lopez years back. I want to say he made a joke or he was doing an interview or something like that. But he pretty much said that he was raised that there were certain rules in the Mexican household. Like you didn't do this. And one of those things was you don't bring home a black person, right? So I guess for him, he wouldn't bring home a black woman. And for any of his sisters, if he has any, that they wouldn't bring home a black dude. So that's a thing. Like, you know, people just assume that minorities would all stick together. I assume that too. Until I started seeing these things. I've seen plenty of people that are minorities, but they can pass for white, so they just act as if they're white. Period. Like you wouldn't even know that they had an additional race ethnicity, that one of their parents was Hispanic or Asian or whatever the case may be. Nah, they white. They hang out with the white folks. They act as if, you know, that's who they are.
I don't know how many go back to your countries, speak English they need to hear. Like, I don't. Yeah. Who's a white supremacist? Now, which one of you ass-kissing cucks are actually white? That might be the meme of the millennium right there. That might be the meme of the millennium. I'm going to save that one whenever somebody asks questions about this era of our history. That's it. Interspersed throughout were discussions about events promoting the Republican Party at Florida International University. The school told the Herald the chat logs are part of an ongoing criminal investigation. The conversations included some of the campus's top conservative leaders, the county GOP secretary, FIU's Turning Point USA chapter president, and the former college Republicans recruitment chair.
Of course, Turning Point USA would be a part of this. But there's no need to be concerned. That is not what that organization is about. It is about Christian values and beliefs. Christian nationalism is the foundation of what Turning Point USA is about. And don't you disparage Charlie Kirk's legacy by saying anything other than that. I don't care how many Turning Point USA people are caught up in scandals of racism and bigotry and things of that nature, but you don't say that about our Lord and Savior, Charlie Kirk.
Stop it. Get some help.
The group chat, verified by 2 people in the group, reveals the extent of racism and extremism within the highest ranks of campus Republican Party leadership in Miami at a time Florida's Republicans are reckoning with an increasingly emboldened far right. Another member of the chat, William Bejarano, who tried to start a pro-life group at Miami-Dade College, was the primary user of ends. At one point, he posted a block of text calling for dozens of acts of extreme violence against Black people, who he referred to using ends, including crucifying, beheading, and dissecting. Bejarano hung up the phone when reached by the Herald. I mean, I don't see why. I mean, you had the boldness to write all of this. You know what I mean? Like, the least you could do is take a phone call. You want to type out all of this, but you can't take a phone call? Huh. That's so MAGA. That is definitely so MAGA.
This is the part that I don't get, right? If you want to stand on your First Amendment right and the fact that you're allowed to say whatever it is you want to say, why not say it? Why have to create these groups where you can say it in quiet, right? Because you know it's wrong. Right? You know it's wrong. That's the reason why you won't say it out loud. You have to say it in private. You have to whisper it in your own little channels and your own little groups. I've had this conversation with people also when it's come to my attention that they've said certain things or they've entertained certain conversations when they were talking with people that they were comfortable with. But you know, they wouldn't say those same things around me because they know how I would react, how I would receive it, how I would take it, and that it would be disrespectful, racist, bigoted, like whatever, insert whatever thing. But you police your speech when you're around somebody that you know it's going to offend. People do it all the time. So when you're, I'm not racist in any group chat that I'm in. This is some weirdo shit. I don't have to police myself. Nope, that's not true. I'm not going to say something to my mom and my pops that I'm going to say to my boys. So that's where I draw the line. But that's it. This shit is ridiculous. Like, either stand on what you believe, stand on how you feel about people, or, you know what I'm saying, fucking don't. Like, how are you going to believe these things in private and then smile and shake hands and hug and hang out with the people in public? It's bullshit.
Wouldn't let that shit happen to me, though.
Help me with this part, though. Help me with this part. Because I could maybe trying to understand the human condition, right? Because we've discussed this topic often when it comes to Latinos for Trump. I could see the anti-immigrant rhetoric when it comes to trying to pick me to the top. Or I had to go through it, they have to go through it too. We've crossed that bridge. Where does the aggression towards black people come from, though?
That part. No matter where we turn, man.
Like, where was brothers stealing all the ladies on campus? Like, I don't understand. They came into the merengue party and it was a sausage fest when they left. Y'all can't go out when the Miami Heat in town. Where does the smoke? Like, you have to go out of your way to just make it make sense. Now let's look at the gentleman in question. Let's see, a returning student, wasn't prepared for a lesson in free speech, excited to restart my education. Man, he didn't even look at the camera when he's taking his little profile photo. He definitely is a keyboard warrior. That explains, all of this was probably pre-written. All of it, because he looked like he had a lot of time to spend on this. He had a lot of time to spend creatively on this. That was definitely pre-written. A lot of Friday and Saturday nights in the house, putting that together for the group chat. I'm gonna kill him on the group chat. Yeah, that was it. That was it.
So this is exactly what I mean when I say that black people live rent-free in people's brains.
Yeah, so that's the end of the video. Like I said, I don't understand why we catch the strays during all of this shit. No matter what's going on, like, we always catching the strays. We always the problem. We always where the focus ends up in shifting, or we get added to the mix some kind of way. It's ridiculous. But let me know what y'all think. This is fucked up. Like, that's the only way that I can describe it. It's fucked up, and it's not going away. It's not going away. It's every time Trump is around, I tell you what, man, they come out to play. And you know, the people that say that, you know, they don't view the world this way and they don't believe that way, they get real silent, man. Like I said, these are obviously MAGA Republicans, and Republicans don't come out and, you know, speak against this. Not en masse. Like, you might catch a couple of them that will say something to denounce them, but for the most part, shit, the last time J.D. Vance was like, oh yeah, kids will be kids kind of deal. Meanwhile, there's people that are in the, I want to say there was a senator in there. There were people that were in political office and stuff like that were in there. I think people were in their 30s and 40s that were in there. But whatever, y'all let me know what y'all think. This one was kind of rough for me to deal with because I just can't. I don't know what the hell the world is coming to. But yeah, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe.
Hype me up. Hype me up.
Let me know what y'all think. And until next time, I'll holla at you.